Hello and greeting to all of you, the people of the planet. My name is Abbas Tamuri, continuing the project of these videos on the reconstruction of the Baha'i faith. The chapter is on the ethical values, and we have to continue with the matter of competition as something that it seems the whole Western society is based on that. Call it free enterprise. Anyways, it's Sunday, 9:15, 1 hour time's gone ahead already, and today's 13th. So, I am beside these beautiful flowers. They're so amazing. Seems they look at you sometimes. Well, there are so many new values and a standard that the Baha'i faith has brought about that itself is a topic of its own in comparison to the other religions in the past. One of the things, but very striking to me, Baha'ullah says in the Hidden Words, he says, of all men the most negligent is he that disputeth idly and seeketh to advance over his brother. This is an amazing thing, that when we like to advance ourselves, excel ourselves, to go over our friend, our brother, we want to say we are better than him. This is the root cause of a lot of problems, which ends really to a competition between the two people, and one of them are bound to go down. Then that brings, arrogance, which leads to defeat, and sometimes it's depression, and other times jealousy. When you're comparing yourself to somebody out of arrogance, and you find that he's better than you, you either get depressed or you become jealous. Then jealousy leads to cruelty. You want to then beat him down, and so on. So what's this, the story of the competition we have to understand in this new faith of God? In the West, this competition is everywhere. Even the person who's married, I've seen it everywhere, you know it. And the door is open, as I call it before, it's an open mortgage. It's always ready for a new bid. Your wife, your husband finds something better, nicer, richer, more exciting, she or he will leave. Because I'm with you for now, till somebody else comes. There's no structure, therefore. Everything is casual. There's nothing you can count on. There's no... How do you build children's and family relationship if the things are so, fragile, so open? So, and Shoghi Effendi, in many of his writings, when it comes to competition, he says the future world does not have this enmity, this competitions, as we see that under the free enterprise is happening in the West. People are decimating each others. My God, you look this Donald Trump inventions of the pageants of the girls, all these beautiful girls, they come. They're so talented, they're so nice, and they're all beaten down by one girl, and they're all winner. One is winner, everybody is loser. Competition in free enterprise is about winners and losers. In the Baha'i faith, this is out of the order. There is a competition, but we have to use a different word for it. It's not what it's, the new lexicons are explaining as it is. For example, there was time that when Shoghi Effendi had to do the dome of the Bab, shrines of the Bab in Israel, or other time the Baha'i temples. Of course the Baha'is, high-class Baha'is, whoever, real faithfuls, they would bring their plans, and there was, he uses the word competition there, that he would choose something that was best suited based on the circumstances, based on the money that was involved to do it, based on the time that it takes to do it, based on the material that had to be obtained. So naturally the one that was the easiest to build, the fastest, the cheapest, the low cost, he would go for that. But this doesn't mean the other designs and plans are bad. No. So let's say that right on the outset, in the Baha'i faith, definitely, competition between peoples are wrong. You can't compete between Joe Blow and this and that. Every one of us are the piece of the jigsaw puzzle called humanity. Look, all of the faces are created differently. How can anybody compete with me exactly like me? Even the twins are, one is older than the other one. Everyone has a room and a place and a seat in front. There's no mass productions. We're not Borg ship. Every one of us is unique. They ask Bob how many ways to God. He says as many as there are peoples in the earth. This tells you that there's no competition between me or you or any one of us in order to go to God. God says, no, you got your own way. As we're sitting on the planet Earth, we're all sitting really connected to one point in the center of the Earth. The very center, that's the point of gravity. We're all sitting on that point. All of us. God is like that point. Truth is like that. We're all sitting on it. But when it comes up, actually nobody's competing with anybody else. I have my own relationship to Baha'ullah, and somebody has their own relationship with Baha'ullah. And because we're unique, we're in a different point, we're producing different things, we're coming from different mother, father, geography, whatnot, there's no competition. Anybody wants to compete with another Baha'i is like a car in the road that is going to collide with another car. So it's a collision course. If you're on the road, there's a lane that you can go, and you're driving. But if you want to compete to be exactly the same place where the other car is, I don't know, how would you do that? You have to hit him to get out of the road. So competition between the people is collision course. It's not acceptable in the Baha'i. There's no competition between people. We're all made by God. If I'm black, or if I'm white, or if I speak Persian, or I'm male, or I'm tall, or I'm ugly, or I have blue eyes, or brown eyes, I can't do anything about those things. Therefore, it's stupid to call me better or worse than anybody else on the planet. However, there are things that I say, there are things that I make. Those are my production, those are my creation. We can compete with those in a way and even eliminate them. I've always said that there's two ways the desires goes: parallel or crossing. Parallel desires. I want to get to happiness. I want to be the best of I can be. I want to be this and that. My father and my mother are not in competition with me. They love whatever I want to do. If I become better, they're just happier. It's not against their wish. It's not against their will if I become happy. Or my brother, or my children. So there's parallel way we're going. Whatever I do, is that what God and Baha'ullah and my parents and my friends and my governments and my everybody wants? There's no way that anybody in the world is against that, because it's not against others. It's the parallel line. But when you go cross each other, I'm in love with a girl and another person is in love with the same girl. I want to go for a job and another person wants the same job, or I want to buy a building, another person comes in the building, we're crossing. That is where the laws and ordinances of Baha'u'llah comes, because if we can go, we might have an accident and a collision and kill ourselves. See the red light right there. You have to stop, let the other one go, and then you can go. Unfortunately, these crossing desires are there in the nature and in us. There shouldn't be. If we understand to the high understanding, we would not see. Baha'ullah says in the highest station of the spirituality, even the differences will vanish. There's no difference between God and you. There's no difference between you and Baha'ullah. I said before, Baha'u'llah is the king when you're outside. If you're coming close to him, be with him, he'll become your father. Whatever you do is happy if you can become happy. You never want to be him. He never wants to be you. There's no competition. You are you, he is he. He has his job, you have your jobs. He does what he does, you have to do what you do. There's no competition. Because you're two different things. So we have to stay away, and whenever we can, however we can, of this crossing interests, because the two interests, when they cross each other, there's a problem. We have to also understand, in my opinion, there's no competition between bad and good. Bad can be easily determined by the science, by the logic, by understanding, by experience, by statistic, that it is wrong. I'm not going to be competing with the pleasure of drinking water and wine. There is no room for wine in my body. It's just going to turn into a black tar in my stomach. Drains my power. It's going to kill my everything else.